This video will be about 120 years worth of work, starting with Jacob Raphaelson. I'll keep this very short. This is also about Matt, and I'll post his success video as part of this review. It was Jacob Raphaelson who told me the truth, and for that reason, these videos do exist. If he had not done that, I would not be posting these videos. It's a general thing. If you don't put up your own Snellen, put a bright light on it, and pass the 2060 line, you're not doing things right. Jacob wrote about 6 books and pamphlets on this subject. He would help a child at 2050, put him in the plus lens, and the child would get out of it to 2020. The parents, not understanding the plus was for prevention, would get very angry, and that would end Jacob's career. But it's the public and attitude that will always kill prevention. Here's a book by a PhD ophthalmologist. She tried to get her profession to change, but as you see it, as if it's civilians standing in front of a tank. She has my everlasting thanks for her efforts. She was basically thrown out of her profession. Here's another book, Panacea, which means cure all, or a cure. Here's another book by Kesu. Again, the public does not want prevention, so no one in medicine will help you with prevention. Here's a book by my friend Fred Deakins. Pilot, got himself out of it, wrote a book about it. Here's another book about vision for pilots. Again, at least they're aware of prevention at 2040. Here's a book by my friend Steve Lung in China. Wrote a book about the minus lens and the problems it has. Here's a book by Donald Reen. Wrote a book on how to prevent nearsightedness using a plus lens and a modified method of plus. Again, nobody pays attention to anybody who advocates prevention at 2060 with a plus. That's got to be your choice. Here are my peer-reviewed papers. I always said you have to have the courage to stand up and deliver a paper to your peers. My peers in this case are electrical engineers and scientists. They include Dr. Francis Young, who wrote extensive papers for 50 years. Here's the resulting book, which was for pilots who had the motivation to wear the plus before they get any deeper than 2060. But back to Matt. Matt started with Jake Steiner, and he inherited the Fahrenfield method, which essentially is reduced lenses. And what is mostly failed to do is to actually put up a Snellen and mark it in big letters so you can read it at 20 feet. Where most people fail is they just don't put up a chart and they don't mark it in big letters so they know what they're doing. I don't personally know Matt. I post his story, but he has tremendous resolve. I think the problem is that people think of a lens as a medical device. I really don't think that way. If you're at 2050, 2060, and you're actually looking at this, you can see the letters. The plus is to live outdoors. The same thing as Eskimos, but there's a lot of discipline and science associated with it. Those 50 years, 100 years of review showed one thing. The optometrist believes only in the minus lens, believes you're incompetent, you have no motivation, no insight, no ability for long-term commitment. And believe me, commitment means long-term. Looking at the Snellen, if you actually look at the Snellen, you would see, say, 2060, 2050. You'd have a minus lens, your own minus lens. You'd see that it showed 25. And then you'd be wearing the plus for a very long time. What you would see in your Snellen are flashes to 2020. But what you really need to know is this is a long-term proposition, and necessity. I will try and keep this short, but there's 100 years of experience on this. Ophthalmologists who are extremely frustrated with their own profession, who try to do something and encounter a public that's hostile to all prevention and all doctors who advocate prevention. So they just give up completely. So it's back to you. I don't advocate prevention much beyond 2060. But if you have 2060 and are in high school and want to keep it, believe me, no one in medicine will lift a hand to help you. And that's where you are right now. Thank you very much.